we do have a great show planned. The draft is next week. I will be attending the draft. And the players, moments that these guys have dreamed of, and you can't wait for it. And then when you get there, it's business. But there's one guy that nobody knows what the Commanders are going to do at number 2. They're going to go Jayden Daniels. They're going to go Drake May. They're going to go J.J. Nobody. Are they going to trade the pick? But I do know one thing. They pissed somebody off. And it was odd. You rarely see a team bring in 4 players that are supposed to be you're supposed to consider all on the same day at the same time. I guess it seems to be disrespectful. So put this in context. Jayden Daniels goes and visits the Washington Commanders, but they also bring in Drake May. I believe they brought in Bo Nix, J.J. McCarthy, and Jay Daniels, and he didn't like that.
All at the same time.
And so if you're Jayden Daniels, because you went through this process and you were a high pick, and so you can relate to this. I have to take a back seat because I can't relate to this because they evaluated me wrong. That's what I like to tell everybody.
That's what it is. I mean, your body of work proves that.
And so, one, would that bother you? And if you're the Commanders, if that really bothers Jayden Daniels, do you even care?
I think both are great questions, TJ. Should it bother Jayden Daniels? You're on a job interview, and I think you just keep things in their proper their space and the proper perspective, because business is business. Now, granted, these are young men coming out of college. They're still young. There's still levels of growth that have to take place. So I could see the ego outweighing, the just kind of the sensibility of what a situation may present. You have a golden opportunity to possibly go number 2 overall in the draft. The furthest thing from my mind in that moment is to be offended by there being other quarterback prospects there. In fact, I would probably most likely, TJ, have approached it from the standpoint of, I'm glad they're here. I'm glad you brought us all here together, because now I'm going to shine in front of them. It's not, you don't even have to concern yourself with who the alpha male is, who the dog is in this room, who's the one that's going to make everybody bow down. You don't have to worry about that. I'm here, they're here. Like, let's go. Let's talk about it. You want to get on the grease board? Let's get on the grease board. Y'all want to go out and throw the ball? Let's go out and throw the ball. Y'all want to run the 40? Let's run the 40. Y'all want to lift some weights? Let's lift these weights. Like, let's do it. Let's do it. I want this. And I need it.
Is the mentality that you're talking about, is that a quarterback mentality? Because we know, LaVar. Oh, you bring in another quarterback. Oh, it's not competition. He's for sure quarterbacks are the only position in the world where they don't compete really. You bring in somebody to challenge him, you have to let it be known that he is the backup. Yeah. And so they're treated different. We all know this. And if you don't know, you know now. He wants to play for the Raiders. He doesn't want to play for anybody else.
And we all know why that is.
Yeah, and rightfully so. I would as well. Sure. And for years and years and years, because you say this, they make it like, oh, he should be just thankful to be in his position. Man, this is years and years of hard work and dedication to put himself in this position, because last year at this time, had he left LSU, he'd been a late round draft pick. So he worked to be put in this position. And so now you're telling me I may be drafted to the Washington Commanders, who are doing things that I don't like, I don't appreciate. Why would I want to go play for an organization that is doing these type of things? That could be his mentality, because it's no longer, oh yeah, man, just be thankful to be in this position. Guys don't have that. They're more the knowledge and awareness that they have, and I want to play here. Why do I have to go play somewhere that I don't want to play? I was able to choose my high school. I was able to choose my college.
Yeah.
Why can't I choose where I play in the professional ranks?
But we do know that that the Washington Commanders can do that in terms of how they handled the visits because they do get to choose. So part of what you're talking about is going into the scenario, understanding the circumstances, right? Like whether you look at it as a privilege, whether you look at it as I earned it, whatever it is, the perspective you're coming from, you're 100% correct in saying that regardless of what your personality traits are, what your mentality is as a quarterback or any other position, but more specifically a quarterback, if you're coming to the table knowing that this is a job interview, then handle it that way. We don't even have to go as far into getting into all of the minor details of whether I deserve it, whether I don't deserve it, whether it's a privilege, whether it's not a privilege, whether it's my right, whether it's not a right. We don't even have to go that deep into it, TJ. You know why? Because at the end of the day, it's a business interview. It's a job interview. If you don't like the way this employer treated the situation, cut conversations off. Don't talk to the Washington Commanders not one more time. I don't like the way that you guys handled my job interview. I don't want to come there. I don't want to work for you. I don't control whether you draft me or not. But I felt as though it was disrespectful. I felt as though whatever it is his feelings of it were that ruffled his feathers and made him feel the way that he felt. If he feels as though that employer, that potential employer, did something that made him feel uncomfortable about wanting to be a part of that organization and work for them, then tell him. Right? This is business. Don't play coy about it. Don't be passive aggressive. You know, Californians, I've been living out here for a while now. Y'all Californians are some of the most passive-aggressive people I've ever known in my entire life, man. I don't really be knowing left from right when it comes down. You know, he's from Cali. So y'all have a really, really interesting way sometimes. Like, you like one of the few. Like, you one of the few dudes that I've ever met from Cali that he meant what he said. And he meant it from, like, you like got East Coast way about how you go about things. But Cali cats, it's like y'all passively, aggressively say, you know, you hurt my feelings, but it's okay that you hurt my feelings. You know, it's all right. You know, maybe you didn't know any better, but on the inside, you like, man, F you.
Right.
Right. Like, it's real like, I don't know if you hate me or if we okay, or if you like me. Are we friends? Are we foes? What are we? I don't know what we are, because that's how California cats be handling stuff. I don't know. Y'all, it's a weird thing. Where I come from, if I don't like you, I'm gonna tell you I don't like you. Like, I can't be passive aggressive. If he doesn't want to play for Washington based upon what took place during this job interview, say it. Say it. Right. If I wouldn't go as far as to say, this is the team I want to play for. I want to go to the Las Vegas Raiders. I want to play for Coach Antonio Pierce. I want to play for a team that's from where I grew up and play ball. I mean, you could say that I'm a fan of it, and we all know he's a fan of AP. AP recruited him. We all know he's, you know, if he's from here, a lot of LA cats love the Raiders. We know that. It's a tremendous fan base here. But if you don't want to play for a team that you feel has disrespected you in any way, has handled business incorrectly or unprofessionally in your way, then strategically and with class and with the grace of what a quarterback that's going to be possibly a franchise guy for organization, handle it as such, because it is still a job interview. And if you do a job interview and you fall on your face in the media with how you handle your discussion points, that not only dictates what happens with that particular organization, but it's a ripple effect as well, TJ.